Welcome to Chizuk, the 7-step program to build self-esteem based on the principles of Gadlus Ha'adam. I'll be your host for this program. My name is Yisrael Roll. I'm an LCPC, a licensed clinical professional counselor. I have a private practice in psychotherapy here in Baltimore, and I lecture on the topics of parenting with self-esteem, happiness with self-esteem, self-confidence, Gadlus Ha'adam, overcoming adversity, the self-esteem diet, teen self-esteem, different topics about how to overcome low self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem has two aspects to it. Number one, Tselem Elokim, intrinsic value. You are worthy of love and respect. Number two, competence. You are talented, resourceful, and able to handle life's challenges. Where in the Torah is there a reference to low self-esteem? When the Meraglim came back on Tisha B'Av, they came back with a negative report about Eretz Canaan, Eretz Yisrael. They said, "V'nehi be'einenu kachagavim," we were in our own eyes like grasshoppers, "V'chein hayinu be'eineihem," and so we were in their eyes. If you have a low self-respect, a low self-esteem, a low self-concept, and you see yourself as a grasshopper, then you might project your low self-esteem on others and say, they also see me as a grasshopper. This is called projection. It's a cognitive distortion. If I see myself as a grasshopper, then they also must see me as a grasshopper. This, says the Sfas Emes, was the key chait of the Meraglim. The key chait of Klal Yisrael, they believed they could not overcome the Canaanim. They believed that they could not believe and value, access their own self-esteem, and therefore could not overcome the challenge of overcoming Eretz Canaan. And therefore Hashem said, if you cry for nothing, Atem bechisem bechia shalchinam, ani ekva lachem bechia ledoros. If you have a crying for nothing for no reason, then I will establish for you a crying forever, for generations. And we know that Tisha B'Av has been a terrible day for Klal Yisrael throughout the generations. Why? Because we did not believe in ourselves. This means not kochi ve'otzim yadi asuli esachai lazer, not that I have to believe in my own kochos, rather I have to believe that the kochos Hashem gave me gives me intrinsic value and competence to meet every challenge. This is the meaning of self-esteem. I have the intrinsic value because Hashem believes in me. He has given me back my soul this morning. And number two, I have the competence, the ability to meet life's challenges. Self-esteem does not mean I'll be happy, necessarily. It comes with happiness, but if I have self-confidence, self-esteem that I can meet challenges, then I have the inner repose, the inner confidence, the inner serenity and tranquility to say, I can meet this challenge. This is called self-esteem. And the self-esteem comes from a self. Before you esteem yourself, before you value yourself, before you esteem or like or respect yourself, you have to know what the self is made of. What is this self? We're going to approach the self from three different aspects. On our poster here, we have a picture of an individual who has three arrows pointing to her. The cognitive, which means the mind aspect, the intellectual aspect of self. Second, the heart, the emotional aspect of self. And third, the behavioral aspect of self. We're going to approach the self from a holistic, three-part, holistic point of view. The entire individual is made up of their mind, their heart, and their actions. Tachtim, the bottom floor, is your behavior. That is your nefesh, your body, your guf. The second floor, shneim, in the Tevas Noach, is the heart, the feelings, the regesh. Must approach your self-esteem from the sense of your feelings, your ruach. And the third is your shlishim, the top floor where Noach lived in the Teva, is his moach, his mind, his intellect, the part of himself that resembles Hashem. That's the neshama. These three aspects of self, the guf, the ruach, and the neshama, the body, the heart, and the mind, correspond to the guf, ruach, and neshama, the tachtim, shnim, ushlishim, the three levels of the Teva, three levels of the Ark of Noach. Each of us is a Noach. Each of us is a teva. Each of us is an individual who has an ability to float on the waters of tribulation. And we can overcome challenges if we access our mind, our feelings, and our actions, and be able to access our sense of self. Before self-esteem, you have to have a self. What is this sense of self? Let's move to poster number 2. And this is step number 1. Step number 1 is how to approach thinking correctly.